Welcome back to the Sharing English podcast, where we explore stories from the English-speaking world, spoken slowly and clearly for curious English learners like you. Let's get started. Hi everyone, it's your host, Freya. Every year, there's one Sunday when millions of Americans gather around televisions, eat far too much food, and talk about football, even if they don't usually watch it. Today, we're talking about the Super Bowl. We'll look at what it is, how it started, how it became such a major event, and why so many people care about it, even if they're not sports fans. The Super Bowl is the championship game of the National Football League, also known as the NFL. It determines which team is the champion of the football season. The game is played once a year, usually in early February, after the regular season and playoff games are finished. The two best teams, one from each conference, the National Football Conference, or NFC, and the American Football Conference, or AFC, compete for the title. In the United States, the Super Bowl is one of the most watched television events of the year. Tens of millions of people watch it live, and many more follow the highlights, commercials, and halftime performances afterward. The championship game of the NFL did not start with the name the Super Bowl. In the early days of professional American football, the NFL had a traditional championship game. In the 1960s, a second football league formed called the American Football League, or AFL. For several years, these two leagues competed with each other. Eventually, the leagues agreed to have their champions play against each other in one final game. The first of these games was played in 1967 and was officially called the AFL-NFL World Championship Game. The name Super Bowl came from a popular toy at the time called a Super Ball. The name was informal at first, but fans and media began using it so often that it became official. After the two leagues merged, the Super Bowl became the single championship game of the NFL. Over the years, certain moments helped turn the Super Bowl into a national tradition. One early moment came in Super Bowl III, when quarterback Joe Namath confidently predicted that his team would win, and then did. One might say he was the first example of manifesting it. This helped legitimize the newer AFL teams and increased interest in the game. In the 1970s, teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers became dominant, creating dynasties and long-term fan loyalty. Later, in the 1990s, teams such as the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys helped shape the league's popularity. In more recent decades, the New England Patriots became one of the most successful teams in Super Bowl history, appearing many times and winning several championships. Close games, dramatic final plays, and unexpected outcomes all helped keep audiences engaged year after year. When Americans talk about Super Bowl history, certain teams are mentioned again and again. Teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers, New England Patriots, Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers, and most recently, the Kansas City Chiefs are all known for multiple Super Bowl appearances and victories. Their success became part of their identity, and fans often connect these teams with specific eras in American sports history. Even people who don't closely follow football often recognize these team names because of how frequently they appear in Super Bowl conversations. For many people, the Super Bowl is about much more than the game itself. Super Bowl commercials are famous in the United States. companies spend millions of dollars to advertise for just a few seconds during the game. And they often create ads that are funny, emotional, surprising, and controversial. Some people watch the Super Bowl mainly to see the commercials, which are often discussed the next day at work or school. The halftime show is another major attraction. During the break in the game, world-famous musicians perform live. These performances often attract viewers who might not watch football at all, and they frequently become cultural moments that people talk about long after the game ends. Many Americans will have favorite halftime performances. My personal favorite was from the 2022 Super Bowl, which was held in Los Angeles and featured a celebration of West Coast hip-hop, featuring Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, and so many more. It brought me right back to my middle and high school years. Together, the commercials and halftime show turned the Super Bowl into a shared entertainment event. Like many major events, the Super Bowl has also been connected to controversy. Some debates focus on the cost of hosting the game and the impact on cities. Others involve player safety, especially concerns about injuries in American football. At times, halftime performances or player actions have sparked public discussion about politics, culture, and social issues. These conversations show how closely the Super Bowl is tied to broader American society, not just sports. The Super Bowl functions as a social event, as much as a sporting event. Many people attend Super Bowl parties, even if they don't follow football. Food plays a big role. Things like pizza, chicken wings, chips, and snacks are traditional. Families and friends gather, talk, watch parts of the game, and enjoy the shared experience. For many Americans, the Super Bowl feels like a national moment when everyone is watching the same thing at the same time. The Super Bowl started as a simple championship game, but over time, it grew into one of the biggest cultural events in the United States. Sports, entertainment, advertising, and social traditions all come together on one day. Now I'm curious, do you watch the Super Bowl for the game, the commercials, the halftime show, or do you usually skip it entirely? Let me know. Thanks for listening to the Sharing English podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd love it if you'd subscribe, leave a rating or review, and share the podcast with a friend who's also learning English. You can find out more about me and the podcast at our website, www.sharing-english.com. New episodes of the Sharing English podcast are available weekly wherever you listen to podcasts. As always, let me know, what topics are you interested in hearing more about? Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep sharing English.